A very good morning to all of you. Today we have fourth video lecture on radar and TV engineering. In last lecture we have discussed about the radar uh, factors that affect the radar performance. After that we have already discussed that the radar range equation and simple form of radar equation. On the basis of the simple form of radar equation and radar range equation, we have also done some problem. We have also solved some problem related to the maximum unambiguous range and resolution factor of radar. So today we are going to start new topic, that is radar block diagram and operation of radar. The main objective of this lecture is to learn radar operation and factor that affect the receiver performance. To learn the working of the radar, how the radar basically works, and we also learned the basic block diagram of pulse radar. The content to be delivered in this lecture is introduction, radar receiver performance factors, radar operation, radar block diagram. These are the books which you can borrow from the library, as well as you download from the online or by net. It is also available in the market. One textbook is the Introduction to the Radar System, that is Merrill I. Skonick by Tata McGraw-Hill. It is a very good book for beginners in the field of radar. We have some reference books also. Outcomes of this lecture is the student will be able to learn operation of radar, how radar is work, how the signal radio wave is transmitted to the radar, and how waveform or radio signal is received by the radar by return back to the target. They will understand the concept of radar receiver performance factors. So these are the basic outcomes of this lecture. Signal reception. These are the factors which name is already discussed in the previous lecture. So we are going to basic of these lectures or these points that affect the signal receiver, or the factors that affect the receiver performance. So the signal reception is also affect the performance of receiver. Only a minute portion of the RF is reflected of the target. Only a fraction of that return to the antenna. Means when the signal is transmitted, some part of the RF wave is reflected through the target. Signal to noise ratio is the second factor that affects the performance of receiver. measured in the dB. The signal to noise ratio is always measured in the decibel. The ability to recognize the target in the random noise. If our signal to noise ratio is good, so our target is easily located by the radar. In the noise, noise is always present in the environment and in the system also. At some range, noise is greater than target's return. So in the case of this, we have to reduce the noise and overcome the signal to noise ratio by increasing the SNR. Noise sets the absolute lower limit of unit's sensitivity. Threshold level used to remove the excess noise. We have to use a threshold level. Above threshold level, if the noise is going high, so we need to remove or overcome the noise, because noise is our unwanted signal. Receiver bandwidth, it is next factor or third factor that affects the receiver performance. Is the frequency range the receiver can process. Receiver must process the many frequencies. Pulse are generated by summation of the sine waves of various frequencies. Frequency shifts occur from the Doppler effect. Because of the moving object, there will be the Doppler effect and there will be the changing in the frequency. Reducing the bandwidth, increasing the signal to noise ratio, we can reduce the bandwidth of receiver. Distorts the transmitted pulse. These are the two factors that why our bandwidth is reducing. Next factor that affects the receiver performance, that is the receiver sensitivity. If our receiver is good sensitivity, then it is able to detect the lower signal. Smallest return signal, that is the discernible against the noise background, that is in the milliwatt range, an important factor in the determining the unit's maximum range. Pulse effects on the radar performance. These are the pulse effect that perform the radar performance. We have 4 pulse effects. First is the pulse shape, pulse width, and pulse compression, and pulse power. Pulse shape that determines range accuracy and the minimum and maximum range. Ideally, we want a pulse with the vertical leading and trailing edges, very clear signal, easily discerned when listening or for the echo. Pulse width determines the range of resolutions, determines the minimum detection range, can also determine the maximum range of the radar. The narrower the pulse, the better the range resolution. Pulse compressions increase frequency of the wave within the pulse, allows for good range resolution while packing enough power to the provide. And last is the pulse power, that is last factor that affects the pulse in the radar system. To get the signal out the long way, the high peak power is desirable to achieve maximum ranges. Lower power means smaller and more compact radar units and less power required to operate. Other factors affecting the performance beyond the pulse factors, the scan rate or beam width. Narrow beam width requires the slower antenna rotation rate. Pulse repetition frequency determines the radar maximum range. Tactile factor. Carrier frequency determines the antenna size, beam directivity, and target size. Radar cross section, what the radar can see or reflect. Function of the target size, shape, material, angle, and carrier frequency. So this is the all about the radar performance affecting factors that affects the radar transmitter and receiver performance. In the next section, we have radar block diagram and operation. The operation of typical pulse radar is described with the help of a simple block diagram shown in the figure below. In the next slide, we have figure of the block diagram. The transmitter is an oscillator such as magnetron that is pulsed, turned on and off by the modulator to generate a repetitive train of pulses. So in the transmitter section, we generally use in the radar system magnetron type oscillators which generate the high frequency, high power pulse by the modulator. The magnetron has been the most widely used of the various microwave generators for the radar. A typical radar for detection of an aircraft at the range of 100 to 200 nanomiles employ a peak power of order of 1 megawatt and average power of several kilowatt, a pulse width of several microseconds, and a pulse repetition frequency of several hundred pulses per second. The waveform generated by the transmitter travels via a transmission line to the antenna, where it is radiated into the space. Means the magnetron oscillator will generate a pulse. That pulse is modulated by the modulator section, and this pulse is transmitted via the transmission line, and it travels to the antenna by transmission line, and it is radiated into the space as a electromagnetic waves or radio waves. A single antenna is generally used for both transmitting and receiving. We have already discussed that the single antenna is generally used in the radar system, that is transceiver, which is work as the signal transmitter and receiver. The receiver must be protected from damage caused by high power of the transmitter. This is the function of the duplexer. The duplexer also serves to the channel to the returned echo signal to the receiver and not to the transmitter. The duplexer consists of two gas discharge devices, one known as TR, transmit receive, and other known as ATR, that is anti-transmit receive. Means duplexer is a device which is working as a switch in the transmitter and receiver. The TR protects the receiver during the transmission, and the ATR directs the echo signal to the receiver during the reception. So ATR will protects the transmitter during the receiving section. So duplexer is a switch which is work as a one time as a transmitter and next time as a receiver. Solid state ferrite circulators and receiver protectors with the gas plasma TR devices and or diode limiters are also employed as duplexer. The receiver is usually of the super heterodyne type. Means it is the RF type receiver and it is known as super heterodyne type receiver. So in the receiver there will be a heterodyne mixing of signal. The first stage normally is a low noise RF amplifier, such as a parametric amplifier or a low noise transistors. The mixer and the local oscillator converts the RF signal to an intermediate frequency IF. In the receiver section, we have mixer, local oscillator that converts the RF signal into an IF signal or intermediate signal. Typical IF amplifier center frequencies are 30 or 60 megahertz and will have a bandwidth of order of 1 megahertz. The IF amplifier should be designed as match filter, that is its frequency response function HF should maximize the peak signal to mean noise power ratio at the output. This occurs when the magnitude of the frequency response function, that is HF, is equal to the magnitude of the echo signal spectrum and the phase spectrum of the matched filter is the negative of the phase spectrum of the echo signal. In a radar whose signal waveform approximates a rectangular pulse. The conventional IF filter bandpass characteristics approximates a matched filter when the product of the IF bandwidth B and the pulse width tau is of the order of unity, that is, the B into tau equal to the 1. The product of the IF bandwidth B and the pulse width tau. We have already discussed the pulse width factor, that is tau, the order of the unity. So the B tau is equal to the 1. So this is the radar basic block diagram or block diagram of the pulse radar. In this pulse type of radar, you can see the different sections. In the transmitter section, we have pulse modulator and transmitter. Pulse modulator consisting the modulation unit and magnetron unit that will generate the high power microwave signals, and duplexer switch. Duplexer switch is working as a TR and ATR switch. TR is a transmit receive section and ATR is anti-transmit and receiver switch. So duplexer is a switch which work as a transmit and receive at a one time. In the next, we have a antenna, transceiver antenna. One antenna is used to transmit and receive the echo signal by the same antenna, and this signal is a feed into the duplexer section, and duplexer section will allow the signal to pass in the receiver section. In the receiver section, we have low noise RF amplifier. It is radio frequency amplifier which suppress the noise in the echo signal. After that, we have a mixture with the local oscillators and IF amplifier, matched filter, then 2D detector, then we have a video amplifier, and in the last we have display. Display may be recorded type or CRT display or any other computers we can use as a display. So this is the complete block diagram or simple block diagram of the pulse radar. After maximizing the signal to noise ratio in the IF amplifier, the pulse modulation is extracted by the second detector and amplified by the video amplifier to a level where it can be properly displayed, usually on a cathode ray tube, CRT. So in the receiver section, we need to maintain high signal to noise ratio for extracted by the second detector or to get the echo signal or detect by receiver. Timing signals are also supplied to the indicator to provide the range 0. Angle information is obtained from the pointing direction of the antenna. This is the diagram, shows that the range and angle. Figure A is the PPI presentation displaying the range versus angle in the intensity modulation. Figure B shows that a scope presentation displaying the amplitude versus range, that is the deflection modulation. In this figure, we have some noise with some target echo signal. When we get the highest amplitude, it shows that it is reflected the signal by the target, and if the amplitude is low, then it is known as noise. Next, the most common form of cathode ray tube display is the plane position indicator, that is the PPI indicator, which shown in the figure A, which maps in the polar coordinates the location of the target in azimuth and range. This is an intensity modulated display in which the amplitude of receiver output modulates the electron beam intensity z-axis, as the electron beam is made to sweep outward from the center of the tube. The beam rotates in the angle in response to the antenna position. Means the beam rotate in the angle with the response to the antenna position. And another form of display is the A scope shown in the figure B, which plots the target amplitude in the y-axis versus range in the x-axis. For some fixed direction, this is a deflection modulated display. It is more suited for tracking the radar applications than for surveillance radar. So deflection modulated display is generally used in the tracking radar applications for surveillance radars. A common form of radar antenna is a reflector with a parabolic shape, feed from a point source at its focus. So in the case of the radar system, we generally use reflector type, parabolic type antenna, and this parabolic type of antenna is generally used, or it produces the pencil beam or point beam. So it has the high gain, and it has directive antenna. This is very beneficial for radar systems, and it works on the microwave frequencies. It is fed by the some different antennas, such like the horn antenna, Yagi-Wood antenna, or Cassegrain antenna, and one more is the folded dipole antenna at the source. of its focus. The parabolic reflector focuses the energy into a narrow beam, just as a searchlight or an automobile hand lamp. Means a parabolic antenna producing a beam that is known as a pointed or pencil beam, and it is just assumed as a automobile headlamp. So in the case of radar, this type of the beam is very much important. This type of the beam or antenna is very beneficial for radar system. So in the pulse type of radar, generally we use parabolic reflector antenna, because the gain of parabolic reflector antenna is very high, and the range of the parabolic antenna is also good. The beam is scanned in space by mechanical pointing of the antenna. Now we have some multiple choice question with the based on the radar block diagram and radar performance factors. First question, if a return echo arrives after the allocated pulse interval, option A, it will interfere with the operation of the transmitter. B, the receiver might be overloaded. C, it will not be received. The target will appear closer than it really is. Second question, after a target has been acquired, the best scanning system for tracking is. Next, third question, the A scope display. Option A, the target position and the range. B, the target range but not position. C, the target position but not range. D, neither range nor position but not only velocity. Fourth, the Doppler effect is used in the indicate the false statement. Moving target plate plotting on the PPI, the MTI system, FM radar, CW radar. If the peak transmitted power in the radar system is increased by a factor of 16, the maximum range will be increased by a factor 2. 4, 8, 16. If the antenna diameter in a radar system is increased by a factor of 4, the maximum range will be increased by a factor of under root 2, 2, next option 4, and last is 8. Question number 7. The radar cross section of a target indicate the false statement. A depends on the frequency used, may be reduced by spatial coating of the target. Next, depends on the aspect of a target if this non-spherical, and D is the equal to the actual cross-sectional area for the small targets. Question number 8. A high pulse repetition frequency will indicate the false statement. A. Make the returned echoes easier to distinguish from the noise. B. Make the target tracking easier with conical scanning. C. Increase the maximum range. D. Have no effect on range resolution. Question number 9. The IF bandwidth of a radar receiver is inversely proportional to the A. Pulse width, B. Pulse repetition frequency, C. Pulse interval, D. Square root of the peak transmitted power. In the last, we have a last multiple choice question, that is 10th question. A solution to the blind speed problem is A. To change the Doppler frequency, B. To vary the pulse repetition frequency, C. To use the monopulse, D. To use MTI. So today we have discussed the in this lecture about the radar performance factors that affects the radar receiver as well as the radar transmitter performance. In next section, we have already discussed the working operation of radar and block diagram of radar. In this, we have discussed the pulse type of radar. After that discussion of the pulse type radar, we have discussed the type of antenna which is used in this pulse type radar, and which type of the oscillators is generally used in the pulse type radars. That is magnetron type radars, oscillator is generally used. And after that, we have also discussed in this section the two types of radar display. One is the PPI type, and second one is the amplitude or range amplitude versus range type of display. So this is the all about the radar. Radar can operate in the various mode by the radiating the different frequencies with different polarization. The polarization of the radar wave is defined by the direction of the electric field vectors. The radar can also employ various waveforms with the different pulse width, pulse repetition frequency, or other modulations, and the different form of the processing for suppressing the different type of the clutter, interference, and jamming. So the various waveform and processing need to be selected wisely. A trained operator can fulfill this function, but an operator can become overloaded when there are the many available system options. The radar can be designed to automatically determine the proper mode of operation and execute what is the required to implement it. The mode of radar operation is often changed as a function of antenna look direction and or range according to the nature of the environment. So our outcomes of this lecture we have discussed once again. So this is our outcomes. After delivery of this lecture, student will be able to learn the operation of radar. They will understand the concept of radar operation and basic building block of radar. What component used in this pulse type of radar? This is the application of electronics, because in this designing of the radar, student will learn the power electronics, analog electronics, communication, microwave, antenna, software, computer system, and electromagnetic field theory, measurement and instrumentation, and lots of field they will learn, because antenna is not a device, it is a complete system. Student will also learn the performance factors of radar system. So what are the factors that affect the performance of the radar and how they overcome, and how we can increase the signal to noise ratio of system. So thank you once again regarding listening of this lecture. Thank you very much.
Yeah.